And a good afternoon, softball fans around the country. Chris Allard with the call. The 2024 AFA National Championship here in St. George, Utah. It's been a great tournament so far as bracket play continues on here in the 16U division. Two great teams going after one another here. A local club, the SWAT team, here out of St. George, Utah, going up against the Impact Gold Club under the coach direction of Paige, working for the head coach who's not able to make it this particular game. Monica, the head coach for the SU SWAT Club. Well, to start things off, the pitcher of record, the right-hander, Miley Platt, a local kid here from St. George, Utah, and an opportunity here to get things underway. So we are good to go as we get things off and running here this afternoon. Baseball time. And the softball tournament has just been outstanding, put on by the folks from AFA. Of course, all the support and the people behind the scenes that make these success. The entire operations crew, just want to thank them. All the parents as well, the parents that travel a long way. And really the support here is second to none. It's really a family outing. I mean, you see brothers and sisters that don't play supporting their sisters, and overall, just a great experience. Umpires having a good time. And we are ready to play ball here this afternoon. We're heading towards the 5 o'clock hour. And we are ready to roll. And the ball is up and out. The count is 1-0. And about an attempt there. Ball is foul. And the count goes even to 1-1. As I mentioned earlier, I had the pleasure of talking with the head coach from Utah Tech. Fine gentleman. He'll be around throughout the course of the tournament. And the ball's hit to the third base side. Playing short there. A good play there, like that. Good defensive effort. Randy Simpkins, as I mentioned, was with me earlier. He's out taking a look at some of the other folks around here. Oh, pretty good stuff. So one out on the books. Mentioned good defensive play. The two-hitter steps in. Anderson swings it from the right side. Pitch on the way. And a strike on the outside. The count is 0-1. On the third base side for the SU SWAT Club, Sienna Foster making a good defense, but she's very shallow here, looking for perhaps a slap hit. We'll see what happens. Nope. Ball's outside. Slapper, typically someone with good speed and works from the right side of the box. Pitch on the way. Check swing, nothing there. So Anderson not taking and biting. And the count is 2-1. Daniel, our head umpire, managing the game for us. Angel out on the infield. And ball 4 there. Correction, Angels are ump. Angels calling the balls and strikes this afternoon. Working with Daniel. Daniel's down on the first base side. He'll be your infield umpire. So a runner on in Anderson. The three-hitter steps in. And a strike there. So Platt works ahead in the count. The count is 0-1. Angel and Daniel doing a nice job for AFA throughout the weekend. The umpires working hard, keeping things in check and moving along. I'd like to thank them for their efforts as well. And a ball hit to the left side. Ball stays fair. Rounding second and holding up at third in with the double as the ball ends up behind the fence down the warning track side. So a hard hit ball down to third base side. And a double. And runners at second and third for the Impact Gold team. Stepping in number 7-7. Rosenthal looks at a strike outside. The count is 0-1. So Rosenthal fouls off at the end of the barrel there. Miley Platt with an 0-2 count here. So 1 out on the books. Platt looking for an out pitch here. Ball's chopped foul again in the box. And a ball hit shallow. Shortstop gathers and in time. But the run will come across. They pick up 1. Impact Gold strikes first here with 2 outs on the books. Runner at third. Ramsey, the batter, steps in. And the ball's played live in and out of the glove on the third base side. And Ramsey gets on board with a single. If you're scoring it, it would be a reach on air on the third base side. Stepping in number 10, White. Strike called. And the count is 1-1. And the ball gets away. Pass ball there. And rounding to third. Will there be a throw down to third? Yes, there is, but wrapping herself around the third base. And a hard way into third. She slid in, kind of went head first and wrapped herself around the bag. Coach Page takes. And kind of getting a run for her there. So a hard way into the third base side, but looks okay. So Ramsey goes in hard to third. And the count is 2-1, says Angel, our head umpire. Ball swung on. A 2-2 count to the batter, White. Ramsey on the third base side. Pitch on the way. The ball is up, and the count goes full at 3-2. And a swung on. Foul ball in the box. And the 3-2 count holds. Pop up, third base side, rolling and makes the grab. So the SWAT looking on the offensive side. Impact Gold strikes first. Stay with us. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Well, back to live action. We are ready to go. Bottom of the first inning, your home team, SWAT, the local St. George club. Your batter, Paige Tuckerfield. Paige looks at ball one, and the count is 1-0. A lot of local players here. Obviously a local team. Coach Monica down on the first base side, and a strike called. The count goes even to 1-1. Paige plays first base and chasing the low part of the zone there. Angel calls the strike on the swing. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Paige could get there. You got to have quick speed down the line fast, but the out's made from the second base side. So Brandes makes the play, and they get the first out. Shortstop, and a little trouble there. Back to the second baseman. It rebounds, but not in time. Sort of deflection off of the shortstop, Tellez. The ball bounced off her glove right into the second baseman's glove, but not in time. Good speed down the line for Morgan, and she gets on board with a single. Stepping in, number 4, Kylie Carpenter, the catcher, hits in the 3 spot. Runner on the move. Back pick, nothing there. A left-handed catcher. You don't see that often. Behind the plate, Anderson. And they go right back to the pitcher. Runner will advance, but a line shot right to the glove of the pitcher. So Carpenter will have a seat. And like that, 2 outs on the books. Stepping in, Eliza. Eliza steps in, Kesterson. Right-handed hitter, runner at second. 2 outs. Ball swung on, fouled off, straight back. So Eliza steps back in. Trouble there, throw down to second. So the dish there quickly. And good pop there for Anderson. No movement off a second. A lot of work shuffling around there. Eliza Kesterson, parents Phil and Monica. Plays a little bit of first base as well. Hometown here, St. Georgia. College's interest in Utah Tech. We had the coach there throw back to second. So a little bit of shuffling back and forth on the second base side. Anderson doing the catching. And a ball's hit to the right side, deep, and flies out there. So that'll do it. They'll strand one. We're through 1 frame. It's a 1-0 affair. Stay with us. You're enjoying the 2024 AFA National Championships here in St. George, Utah. Chris Allard with the call. We will be right back. Well, ready to go here in the top of the second frame. Impact Gold steps in, ready to go here. Angel puts it in play. Top of 2. Lucasen in the box here. Let's see what she can do to get things started. And a ball fouled there. Looks like she took it off the cleat area. She's all right. She'll shake it off and step back in. The count is 1-1. As Lucasen steps back in. Ball is up. Three and 1 the count, says Angel, head umpire. And a spinner there right off the barrel, goes foul. And the count is holding at 3-2. And another cut for Lucasen. She stays alive. Active at the plate here. Taking some good cuts. Miley Platt looking for an out here. Full count continues to hold. And a ball's hit to the left side in the gap. That gets through to the fence line. And good speed, and Lucasen in with the double. So Lucasen delivers hit ball to left center, finds herself in with the double. Ball to the left side. That ball is deep, and that ball will jump over the fence. A ground rule double, but home plate is given to Lucasen. So a big hit there, and another run over. So Impact Gold bringing across runners here in the top of the second frame. Villatranca takes the cut there, fouls it off. Platt will work ahead. The count is 0-1. Villafranca, pitcher, first base, from Loveland, Colorado. She's undecided where she wants to go to school. She likes football and basketball. Her personal goal this season, she says, I want to hit my spots while pitching consistently. She loves playing with her teammates. Things she likes to do. She plays some pickleball. Hit center field. Center fielder backing up. A long fly out and a good grab in center. They bring it in quickly. So a long out there. To the center field, Kesterson. Eliza gets that handled. And a cut there, fouled off. Better hitting in the 10 spot. Center fielder for the club. Cracks him left fielder and pulls it foul to the left side and out of play. An 0-2 count. The runner at second for Impact Gold. Playing against the local team here in the SU SWAT club here out of St. George. Ahead in the count at 0-2. Takes the time, checks the runner there. They get the out. And the runner will advance over to third. So they move the runner over. And they've got 2 outs on the books. Top of the order, Tellez will step in with a runner over on the third base side. Smokin's over at third. Ball's hit to the left side, deep. Left fielder just missing there. And that ball jumps over the fence, a ground rule double. So another big swing here for the Impact Gold Club. That'll bring across a run, a double, and an RBI. They pick up their third. Anderson will step back in. Anderson in the box, ready to go. Righty-lefty matchup. Ball is out. The count is 1-0. Chopper back to the mound. Easy play there. Platt will take care of it herself. 1-3. They pick up another one. We got a 3-0 affair. Stay with us. We'll head to the bottom of the second. You're enjoying the 2024 AFA National Championship bracket play action. Impact Gold going against SU SWAT. Well, back to live action. We are ready to in a 4-0 affair. Impact Gold over SU SWAT stepping in to get things started off here. And a strike call. Miley Platt, the pitcher. Looks the count at 0-1. Miley lays off on the inner half of the plate there. Two and one. As we continue to roll on here, Platt will step back in. And a chopper to the left side. Third baseman gathers a one-hopper in and out of the glove. Good transfer there. And the out is recorded. Chopper right back to the pitcher. second out is recorded there. Stepping in Samantha Spencer. Spencer hits in the 7 spot for the SU SWAT team. As I mentioned, a local team here out of St. George, Utah. Head coach Monica. And a ball hit to the right side. Center fielder makes a move to her left and makes the grab. 3 up, 3 down. A quick inning there. And stay with us as we continue to roll on. Full play actions completed. We're in bracket play here. Top of the 3rd. Impact Gold leading 4-0. We'll be right back. Stay with us. And back to live action. We are ready to roll here in the top 3rd frame. 4-0 affair Impact Gold over SU SWAT, local team out of St. George. Coach Randy Simpkins back with me again. Coach, always a pleasure to have you jump back in. I know you're looking at a lot of players around here. Hopefully you're seeing some good stuff.
You bet. You bet. A lot of good talent here. A lot of kids playing really hard, so we love to watch.
And a good matchup here between 2 clubs here. One out of Colorado, the SU SWAT club here out of St. George. So right in your backyard, opportunity to assess some of the local talent here.
Yeah, for sure. The young lady that's helping coach this SWAT team, Monica Spencer, played high school softball with my wife.
Oh my gosh!
Grew up just right down the street from them. So yeah, we know Monica and her family. Her daughter plays volleyball as well against my daughter, so yeah, we know them very well. So, and one of the young ladies on the team is high school teammates with.
Very cool. So yeah, Miley Platt takes care of that business, local kid as well. I mean, you probably know all these kids. You've probably seen them grow up.
Most of them, not all of them, but most of them. Yeah, there are a lot of familiar names, familiar faces for sure. So.
Shortstop, good gather there. Throw across the deck is in time. Yeah. Another good defensive play there.
Yeah, Morgan, the young lady that just made that play, her dad, Ryan, and I used to play men's fast pitch together.
Nice,
so, yeah.
Nice. You've got a good handle on this group here.
A little bit, so. And a good impact team out of Colorado for sure. A lot of good talented kids on this team.
Ramsey steps in, shows bunt, pulls back. Pop-up on the infield. Second baseman rolling off, shortstop, an encounter there. And the out was made. I wasn't sure who grabbed that. I was sort of blocked. Did you see who that?
Second base caught it. Yeah, they both walk away with a smile on their face.
That's the most important thing there.
Yeah.
So Jocelyn Larson, I guess, she makes the grab. Yeah. Monica with a couple of words there on the sideline, and we are continuing to roll on. We'll head to the bottom of the frame. It's 4-0. SWAT getting on the offensive side, the 2024 AFA National Championships. Well, back to live action here in the bottom half. Sienna Foster will step in. The SWAT club with Foster in the 8-hole. They'll go 8, 9, 10 here. Sienna looks for a strike at the count. It's over. Do you know this player?
A little bit. We've got kids from several different high schools here in town: Crimson, Desert Hills, Dixie, Pineview. I'm not sure if we have any Stokany kids or not, but yeah, we've got kids from pretty much every high school around here. So yeah.
Who's the top high school in the area?
Snow Canyon has been really, really good and conference or region title this year. So,
and a little bobble there at second base puts.
So those two have been the two best. Desert on a Bengals team, a couple of different Bengals teams that are based out of Southern California. So they travel around quite a bit, and I think some of them might be playing in Kansas City this weekend. So yeah.
Bunt shown, fouled off. Yeah.
A young lady that played for me in high school and then played at Utah Valley is the head coach at Desert Hills, a girl named Heidi Taylor. Yeah, they do a good job. So yeah, we have a pretty good pulse on most of the kids around here. A lot of them play more than one sport. A lot of them, you know, in order to make their high school teams a little bit more competitive, they play more than one sport.
Sure.
So.
Well, I think at this age, you know, there's a transitional period too,
sure.
right? So, but
yeah, and usually when you get into high school, as you start getting into high school, by the end of your high school career, you've probably gravitated to one, possibly two. But most of these kids are playing 2 and 3 sports growing up for sure, and are really, really good athletes.
Yeah, you can see the athleticism. Certainly, you know, it echoes on the field. There's no question about that.
For sure.
And a strike on the inner third. Strike called there. The count is 0-1. Hitting in the 10 spot. Plays left field. Our umpire Angel retreating a couple of baseballs, softballs, I should say. I come from that baseball world. It's in my vernacular. I've got to make that shift, Coach. I have to make that adjustment. I'm doing it well.
Yeah, we get it all the time in the softball world. They'll call it baseball, or you know, why is the ball yellow and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so,
I haven't gone that far yet. It's a good oppo field hit there for Schmidt. She gets an RBI out of the deal.
Good piece of hitting right there, just off hitting of the ball where it's pitched, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, taking the opposite way, why not? Little flare over to the first baseman's head, you get the RBI. So they bring one over. It's a 4-1 affair. Paige Tuckerfield steps in. Runner at first base opportunity. Cut there. Looked like a changeup.
Yeah. I think she was sitting on something a little bit harder than that.
Count is 0-1. Ball out. Count goes even to 1-1.
Pitcher works quick. As a defense, you like pitchers that work quick. Keeps you involved. You know, keeps you paying attention. Keeps you on your toes.
And it throws the tempo of the batter off, and it gets frustrating. Sure. That ball's going to drop. And like that, they go to second. They get jammed up there. I think on the fly, she thought the runner at first was like, was there going to be a play here? She went half. She didn't even go halfway. She went about.
I think the left fielder inadvertently kind of deked the runner. She kind of pulled up easy, and I think the runner thought she was settling under the fly ball, and she was settling under it on one bounce, and the runner, I think, had started back to first base a little bit.
And ended up right in the gap there, right between short and left. Big cut, low part of the zone, chasing that. Morgan Stahl. Local kid?
Yeah. This is the one, Morgan Staley.
Staley, apologies.
Her dad and I used to play men's fast pitch together a little bit. We played a little bit of slow pitch together as well.
Okay.
So, good athlete. Her mom actually pitched at Dixie State.
I'll be darned.
Back in the JUCO days.
Wow.
So, Becky. So, so, kid comes by it naturally, for sure.
You got to have it. She got a little bit, the genetic profile. Spinner there dropping on the field. That's going to cause some trouble there.
Oh.
Did she touch it first? Angel said,
I'm not seeing it.
We'll see it. I'm not seeing any call. Yeah, look at like she touched the ball.
Yeah, he ruled that she touched it.
Yeah.
Wow. You couldn't have 60-degree wedged it out there.
Right,
Better
yeah,
than that, right?
more or less, yeah. Maybe Phil Mickelson could do that on a regular.
Not me.
Not I
Yeah.
as well. I'm right with you there. So on board,
For sure.
opportunity here. Runners at first and second. Kyle Carpenter. Good block.
Second.
And Pat Gold had a left-handed catcher in there earlier.
Yeah.
Ball pulled foul. You don't see that often.
Not
right?
not near as much, just because you used to have a ton of right-handed hitters. Now you have a ton of left-handed hitters.
So
that
now
lefty catcher's got the open throwing lane on the other side, right?
Is there equity in that position now for lefties?
What's that?
I mean, is there equity
Oh,
for
yeah,
catchers who can
for
catch from
for
the
sure.
left-handed throwers?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you find that that's
You-
something. Is that a value proposition to add someone like that to the mix? Or
If you can.
yeah,
Um,
right to the shortstop, the right there.
yeah.
1-2.
It's definitely not not near as rare as it used to be because of the number of lefty hitters that you're going to run into.
Right, you're seeing fewer, perhaps. Obviously,
sure.
that's the percentage.
Yeah.
What is the percentage? I mean, from
Well-
an analytical point of view, like obviously at the collegiate level, what would you say the
You're-
percentage is?
Probably, I would
Of
say
true
60,
lefties, though, not
Yeah.
switch hitters.
60-40. I would probably say
Really?
you're
That-
going
it's
to
that-
run into more lefty hitters than you do righty hitters. We ran into who was it? I can't remember if it was a team we played. I don't think it was a team we played. It might have been a team we were watching. 8 lefty hitters, 1 righty hitter.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's an interesting look, especially
Yeah.
for pitchers. You know,
Yeah.
if you got a righty pitcher and you don't have a lefty.
yeah. We had a recruiting class, our 2017 recruiting class. We had 1 righty pitcher and then 3 lefty hitters that all threw right-handed.
Oh my gosh.
So
There's a mixed bag for
yeah,
you.
so and that's actually a pretty common thing.
Is it?
We get a lot of lefty hitters that throw right-handed. That's really common actually.
It's interesting to see the lefties that do step in the box here. Typically, they're like batting second if they're kind of the slapper type
Yeah.
hitter that really can lay
Yeah.
it down and make that particular type of swing and contact and
And
fly down the line.
Yeah,
right?
and you'll see a little bit more triple threat stuff right now. A few more kids that'll do all 3: bunt,
Right.
slap, and hit.
Yeah.
And by the time they get to college, they need to be pretty proficient at all 3, and sometimes they'll either kind of gravitate away from one. You see some of the college kids where they grow and mature, and they might not be quite as fast as they were growing up, so they might not be a slapper. They'll stick to the slap, bunt, and the straightaway hit.
Well, an easy fly out there to center field.
It's
Yeah.
like
Platt likes that for sure. Wade'd like to
Yeah.
have that back, but
Yeah,
they put one
right.
out on the books. Yeah, it's interesting with the slapper and that type of player. Is that something that is that something that you really like to see in players? Is that an important part of the strategic part of hitting and game strategy? Having that type of
at least 1 or 2 of those
Yeah.
kids on your roster that can kind of, maybe hit the top of the lineup or the bottom of the lineup and really cause some problems
Yeah.
with some teams because of their speed and their ability
It's
to
super
put the ball in
disruptive,
play.
right? When
Yeah.
you see it happen, like
Yeah.
I've seen a couple ladies at the 18U. I saw a couple 16s actually do that
Yeah.
could make that type of swing. And my gosh, they're well hit ball right side. That could be deep into the fence. It goes rounding and a big turn. The ball is in, but not in time. Like that, Lukinson finds herself at second base in with a double.
Good swing there. Yeah, we try to always have at least 1 or 2 slappers. Really puts pressure on the defense. If you can get the ball on the ground and on a line, makes the defense have to work, makes the defense have to hurry. And anytime you get somebody out of their comfort zone a little bit, advantage hitter.
No, absolutely. High fly ball. Left fielder backing up. She grabs it into the fair foul territory, and the out's recorded. So Platt's happy with her defense there.
3 pitches, 2 outs, right?
Yeah, less work on her arm, right?
Yeah,
To
right.
get in and out of these innings quickly and get on the offensive side as they're chasing 3 to get even money here. We're in the 4th frame. LaBianca. Ball is upstairs. The count's 2-0.
Just as we talk her up about being efficient, and then she goes 2-0 to the next
Yeah,
kid.
there you go. Go figure, right?
Yep.
Always happens.
Can't stand prosperity.
You know how it is. You just
Yep.
never know. High pop up on the infield. Second baseman under it makes the grab. That'll do it. They'll turn it over. They leave one on the bags. It's a 4-1 affair. Stay with us. Bottom of the fourth. Coming ahead, the 2024 AFA National Championships here in St. George, Utah. Stay with us, folks. Well, back to live action here in the bottom of the fourth frame. SU SWAT. Eliza Kesterson in the box. And a strike on the outside part of the plate.
Liza's a Dixie High kid. She plays with my daughter at Dixie High. Played a little bit of everything this year. Played short, played third, caught a little bit for us, played in the outfield a little bit. So
versatile player.
Versatile kid. Her dad coaches baseball.
And a good defensive play.
Yeah.
Interesting option there because, I mean, obviously you can't. There could have been obstruction potentially. Yeah. And then you're looking at the play there on the grab. Was that ball maybe on its way out of bounds?
Yeah, and it probably was going to be foul, but she got to it quick enough, and Eliza wasn't down the line far enough. She's still able to probably get an out. If she probably gets past her, yeah, the better choice was to probably let it go foul.
The pitcher, Miley Platt, looks at a ball that counts 1-0. With one out, we're in the bottom of the fourth, 4-1. Line drive down the third base side. Third baseman reached out for it, but no play there. That gets through. Solid barrel.
Yeah, not just a pitcher only right there. She had a pretty good swing at that one.
I love it. That's a well-hit ball.
Yeah.
Because you get labeled after a while, right? But if you can swing it, why not?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I mean, abilities and what they decide to become, but yeah, hey, you don't have to be a PO. No, you can hit too. You can go both ways.
You bet. And
Shohei Ohtani.
Exactly right.
And many others.
Yeah, and you see a lot of softball players now that are going back to that. You know, there was a time where it was just PO. But you're seeing a lot more kids that are, hey, you know, some of these pitchers can really hit. Samantha Shao is at Oklahoma State a few years ago. Rachel Garcia from UCLA. You know, there's Ali Carta from UCLA. There's a lot of these kids. You know, the Megan Farimo from UCLA. There's a lot of these kids that can really play and really hit.
And which is great. I mean, stay versatile. That ball gets away. Throw down to second. Will not be there in time. 2 outs on the books. Samantha Spencer here looks at the ball. The count's 1-0. Yeah, and I think that's great. I mean, you know, obviously if you can swing it, use it.
Yeah. And some of those pitchers are some of your best hitters as far as understanding what they're going to get pitched.
Because they understand the dynamics of pitching, so
Yeah.
they're integrated with that. So right away, they're syncing up with what. Okay, is this the sequence that I'm getting?
Yeah.
I know what's coming,
Yep.
or the percentages thereof, and being able to see where the ball is coming out of the pitcher's hand, release point, and all
Yeah.
those factors, right? To
Yeah,
really be able to identify the pitch early.
They see it from a much different perspective than the normal hitter does,
Absolutely.
for sure.
Well, Spencer with an opportunity with 2 down. Ball's hit to the left side, right to the left fielder, and that'll do it. They'll strand one.
No justice, hard hit ball, but right at him.
It happens. We'll head to the top of the frame. 4-1 affair. We'll be right back. And back to live action here, top of the 5th frame, 4-1 impact. High flyer. Center fielder makes the move, an easy grab there, 1 out, 1 pitch. That's the way these athletes like to play the game.
3 of the last 5 outs, 1 pitch, 1 out.
It's good stuff
Yeah,
there.
right?
We'll take that all day long.
You bet.
Tellez will step in back to the top of the order here with 1 out. Bags are cleared here in the 5th. Platt stays on the bump. Quick play defensively. Platt shows athleticism, and unfortunately there. And a breakaway to second. The ball's thrown not in time. That's a tough play there, Platt. Obviously,
literal perfect storm there at first base. When the ball got there, dust, kind of a whirlwind.
It looked like a little cyclone spun across the field,
Yeah,
and that kind of messed things up. But
Tella's taking advantage of it. Great hustle. She's going to take a whole lot of that St. George red dirt home with her on her uniform
yeah,
right now.
absolutely. You're going to have to clean that one extra special.
Yeah.
And look at this steal attempt. No throw.
Oh, wow.
Talk to me about that. That was interesting. There was an
Yeah,
opportunity there.
Better communication needed from your shortstop and your third base. I don't think they were on the same page of who was supposed to take that throw, because you definitely had a chance to throw that kid out.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
And now look at this. Dropped in, scoring position, breakaway there. That's an unusual play. They go to second. They got the runner tied up now. They'll chase her down in a pickle. The tag is on, and the out is made. So once again, on both sides,
Yeah.
on just, baseball, softball IQ, we talk about, understanding it's situational baseball and
Yeah.
softball, right?
Yeah.
Either side.
Yeah, you got to be smart. You got to know 1 or 2 pitches ahead of time of who's covering the bag, where you want to make outs, where you don't want to make outs.
Yeah.
The old adage: never make the first or third out at third base, never make the first out at the plate, type of stuff. Because there you get another base hit, and you have runners at first and second with nobody out.
Exactly.
So, yeah, or 1 out. Excuse
1
me.
out, yeah.
So yeah, you always have to wonder, or you always have to know, okay, where am I okay to make an out? Where do I not want to make an out? And obviously they're playing with a 3-run lead, want to be aggressive, but do you have a good hitter coming up behind you? Have somebody coming up behind you that's really hot? the kid's 4 for 4. You don't want to make outs on the base path. You want to let that kid have a chance to swing with you on base.
Absolutely. Rosenthal with an opportunity here to extend their lead. Kind of late on that, fouled off to the right side. Yeah, I just think that, again, softball awareness, situational, you can't, you can teach it, right, to a certain point, but then after that you have to really let it go, because you're looking at the game differently, and the player has to now become accountable for those actions.
At the time, you got to be able to figure it out.
Well, that ball gets through. That's a tough play off the mound for Miley Platt.
Those last 2 pitches are a difference between a pitch you can hit and a pitch you can hit well. Fouled it off, probably should have taken it because it was a ball. Then she gets a pitch in the middle of the zone and punishes it up the middle for a base hit. So that's a maturation process as a hitter, knowing the difference between a pitch you can hit and a pitch you can hit well.
Right.
And when you don't get yourself out as a hitter, your batting average goes up. But you get a lot of kids that'll chase a pitch. Yeah, I can hit it. Yeah, but you can't do anything with it. So
yeah,
why
right.
are you swinging at that?
You're going to hit into a situation that's going to be an out, right?
Yeah.
Percentages are against you in that case.
Yeah, you're hitting it right where they want you to hit it.
Yeah.
They're chasing you low and away, and you're feeding the second baseman a ground ball, rather than finding a pitch in a little bit better spot that you can drive into a gap.
And that just becomes awareness, as you said, maturity as well within the position, and being able to, engage those aspects of your hitting skill set and so forth.
We had a young lady at camp the other day, and she's literally about 5 foot tall, and I told her, you have a strike zone the size of a postage stamp. You need to be a little bit more selective with what you chase. It's hard to throw you strikes.
Yeah.
And she's really good when she swings at strikes, but she's so good with her hands and her barrel that she chases pitches out of the zone, and she can still hit them.
Wow.
But if you chase pitches in the zone, then you're even a better hitter.
Yeah, absolutely, because it's harder to hit those kinds of pitches that are outside, right,
exactly.
in different positions. So, an out recorded there, that'll do it. They'll turn the side over. Platt takes care of business. And we will head to the bottom half. We'll be right back. Well, back to live action. We are ready to roll here in the bottom of the frame. Sienna Foster steps in and looks at a low pitch. Count is 1-0. Shortstop, left fielder, center fielder, everybody on the move there.
Little Bermuda Triangle there. Good communication by your left fielder, though.
At least they surrounded the ball. There was no question about that.
Wasn't going to drop.
Schmidt takes care of that one, stepping in. Correction. The impact side, left fielder. Better. And stepping in here, number 18. Batter Larson. Local kid here, you know this player?
Yep.
What's her story here in the background?
Good hitter. Good hitter, yeah. Another one that when she chases good pitches, she's got a really good swing. So she's worked herself into a pretty good count right here. So, yeah, like this kid. Yeah.
Upstairs fastball. What's good velo for a fastball at the collegiate level?
You want to be mid to upper 60s is elite. Low 60s is pretty common. We talk about the ratio of hard barrel contact to swing and miss.
Right. And what is that?
And a minimum of 2 to 1.
Yeah.
If you don't have a minimum of twice as many swing and misses as hard barrel contact,
Right.
you're probably not going to get through the lineup more than 1.5 times.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, Josh Johnson, who used to be the pitching coach at Mississippi State, he used to say in the SEC it needs to be 4 to 1.
Wow.
Because if you don't have 4 times as many swing and misses as you do hard barrel contact,
Yeah.
those hard barrel contacts are going to beat you, because in the SEC the hard barrel contacts are probably going to leave the park.
Yeah, right.
You know,
right.
or drive-in runs. You know,
Absolutely, yeah.
in those low-scoring games, you can't afford that.
No. Backhand grab, stays fair. Throw to second is in time. So a quick move on the defensive side. Backhand grab.
And good job by your third baseman there. You know, backhanded it to knock it down, and then she with her bare hand.
Yep.
Didn't pick it up with her glove, and it's a bang bang play at second base, and picking it up with the bare hand is probably the difference between out and safe right there.
And a strike there for the batter, Paige Tuckerfield. Count is 0-1.
No, I'm good, thank you.
So good defensive effort on the shortstop side, just caroming off of her glove. She's kind of holding her knee there. Kind of laid it out there. And
A heck of an effort. I thought it was going to come off of her glove and bounce right to the second
baseman as
But it
well.
was just a little deep of the bag right there.
Yep.
So, yeah,
It's
nice effort, nice play.
Tough play there. Runners at first and second here.
Situation where the SWAT team needs to take advantage. You got a good part of your lineup up and runners on. So if they're going to try to make a move, they need to do it now.
This is the time to do it when they're chasing 4 to get even. Morgan in the box. Up the middle, that'll work. She'll get on board. Are they going to bring the runner home? No, they'll shut her down. Over on the third base side, the bases are juiced. So Morgan says, I'm going to get in the parade myself here and get on board. I'm going to load the bases for my teammate, Kylie Carpenter. So an opportunity here. What's the story behind Kylie Carpenter?
Hitting in the 3, 4, 5 spot for a reason, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Good power, good pull power for sure. Probably try to work away from her a little bit right here. See if she can, drive one the other way. But if you miss middle in here, she's got a chance to do some damage.
200 feet all the way around.
Yep.
60 feet between the bags. And again, some of these ladies, I'll tell you, I've seen some here
Oh, yeah.
today that have just been monstrous. Like,
Flat get after it, right?
yeah, right. I mean, and especially with some of these pitchers that have got good command and one gets away, they might elevate a little bit of a fastball to the point where they're sitting on it and boom, it's lights out.
Michael Lotief, University of Louisiana, he's elevated velocity is the easiest thing to hit out of the park, right?
Yeah.
If you can catch up to it.
You got to get it, though.
If you can get your barrel to it,
Yeah.
those balls go a long way.
Yeah.
So high risk, high reward as
Well,
a
yeah,
pitcher.
and that's the way it is, right, for guys that are high velo pitchers.
Yeah,
But,
for sure.
I think that's probably debatable in some circles, depending on what the situation is with the pitch sequencing, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's at softball or at baseball. I mean, you got guys. I throw a guy. I'll throw a changeup to a guy in a count that he's thinking I'm going to throw him a 95-mile-an-hour fastball because he'll get there so early he'll miss.
One of the most popular pitching books out there years ago. There's a couple versions of it. Downright Filthy Pitching by Perry Husband. They talk about effective velocity quite a bit.
Right.
And he makes the phrase in there: hitting is all about timing, and pitching is all about disrupting your timing.
Well, I'll tell you a little bit of disruption there. You talk about disruption, a pass ball, that's a price you pay there, unfortunately. And so they'll bring the run over, they get the second. And the bases stay loaded here. Yeah, I mean, there's the price you pay. I mean, but it's how you want to play the game. But sometimes you've got to pitch somebody a day just because that's the nature of where you are in the count.
Yeah, and you know what's the strength of your pitcher, and what's the weakness of your hitter.
Right.
You know, if I have a rise ball pitcher, I'm gonna play to her strengths if I can. Especially if that's the hole in the hitter's swing. You know, right here, you know, you need a ground ball or a swing and miss here with less than 2 outs and a runner at third.
And a line shot there.
Actually 2 outs. So
no, that was. I guess they had 2 on the book, so that's going to be the third right there. They'll turn the side over, but they'll strand 3. They get
swing
1.
By Eliza, but just right at her.
So we'll turn the side over, top of the 6th. Impact Gold leading this one 5-2. We'll be right back. Go back to live action here as we continue to roll on bracket play here in the 2024 AFA National Championships here in St. George, Utah. Chris Allard with the call, working with the head coach from Utah Tech. It's been a great moment with you. I really appreciate your time, and your insight is just so tremendous. And a line shot in and out of the glove on the third base side, down the line quickly.
Another pitcher that can hit, right?
Right there.
Yeah. Chance for Impact to really do some damage here. Good part of the lineup up in first and second, just like SWAT had 2 innings ago.
Smolin steps back in, looks at a ball. The count is 1-0. Runners at first and second. Runs the outer half of the plate. Misses there. And the count is 2-0.
Let me see if she can get a ground ball to the left side.
Pop up on the infield. Actually get into the first cut there, and the right fielder charges in, makes the grab.
As a coach, you want to try to have a productive out right there, be able to move runners even if you make an out.
Yeah.
You know,
that's a tough play there.
Yeah. So that's one that the coaches and hitters are going to walk away a little disappointed right there, because you definitely wanted to be able to move runners early in the at bat there.
Villabranca fouls off. Platt works ahead here. The count is 0-1. Another cut there. Foul, outer half of the plate. Takes a cut. Chasing after that.
Another kid swinging at the first 2 pitches.
There you go.
Yeah, very aggressive for sure.
Good observation, obviously. And a grab there. Fouled out. Change up.
Change up.
Magic pitch right there.
All about getting him off balance.
There you go, and off balance.
If you can get it off the barrel, you got a chance. Saw a thing online about talking about Greg Maddox's 76 pitch complete game years ago.
Yeah.
And most people right now, that's 4 innings into a game, not 7. So
good movement for Platt off the bag, and the out is recorded. Good athleticism there, rolling off quickly, right?
Good pickup by your pitcher. Your third baseman probably wasn't going to be able to get that one.
So Miley takes care of business herself. We'll turn the side over. Play to the bottom of the 6th frame. We're running out of innings. SU SWAT looking for 4. That'll take them ahead. 3 gets them even. We'll be right back. And back to live action here in a well-hit ball. Once again, Miley Platt, a long throw in. And they've got to back it up all the way to the third base side. And Platt with good speed. The pitcher once again showing she can hit. She goes 2 for 2.
Back-to-back hits, and both of them barreled up really, really well.
Ends up at second base with a double and an opportunity here.
Good for her.
Allie Beckstrom. Her opportunity with the player at second. And Platt. Pitching change here for the Impact Gold, and Platt with good wheels takes advantage and moves up 60 feet to third and in scoring position with no outs. Beckstrom looking for a knock here. Pitch on the way. Slow roller down to the third base side. They're going to hold her there. She comes home and out at home. It looked as though that Platt was under the tag.
I thought she might have been. Her lead arm diving in might have kind of curled under a little bit.
Or possibly come up a little short.
Yeah,
maybe there.
I definitely thought she beat the throw there. So.
Monica wants to have a couple of words just to say, wait a minute now.
See if he can go get another set of eyes on it.
She's looking to see. She did the same thing. I looked at Monica, and she's kind of showing the arm like this sliding in, whether it was stopped or whether it got in.
Yeah.
That's a tough call for Daniel, the infield umpire, is looking up the line, but Monica's sense a little bit of frustration there. So now we're going to get another assessment here. I'm not sure this third base coach, but rightfully so, right? You want to try to, it's your right to do that.
You want to explore all options for sure. Monica and Phil are trying to, they're working hard for their players to try to get the runs for sure. So,
excuse me. Samantha Spencer to the second baseman. A bobble there, one hop into her glove.
Dang it.
They turned it over. They had an opportunity.
They had an opportunity to score some runs, some nice defensive plays by Impact, for sure.
Well, Platt hopefully can do it quick for her club as we're in the top of the 7th. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Back to live action. Tellus will step in. We are ready to go. Miley Platt stays on the hill. She's pitching a good one so far, giving her a chance for her club. And again, pitch count. Again, something, Coach, talk about that a little bit. I think when we look at, that being an important aspect for pitchers, especially when it comes to arm care. And I live around that world of a pitcher.
Yeah.
But yourself
Yeah.
as well, having that experience and being a coach, how do you look at that and manage that, being it's an important component, especially when you're still growing?
Yeah, well, at our level, it's a little bit different than at this level.
Sure.
We track everything with a radar gun, so we try to watch what their velocities are, if their velocity starts to go down. But the eye test is probably just as important. What does
Sure.
their body language look like? Are they still able to effectively hit spots?
Which that's obviously a very natural read as Tellus gets in with a double.
Yeah.
And a one hopper just jumped in and out of the glove on the shortstop side.
Are their misses competitive? Are they missing arm side? Are they missing up or whatever? Knowing your pitcher and knowing where their misses are when they get tired, you start to look for those. What's the ratio, like we talked before, what's the ratio of hard barrel contact to swing and miss? If they have a ton of swing and misses early in the game and they're not generating those, we might have to give them a different look.
Sure.
But if you're still being able to get soft barrel contact and swing and misses and outs early in the count, and that's the thing with her here is she went through a stretch of a few innings where she got a lot of one pitch outs.
Well, absolutely. She,
so she's
4 or
able
5
to
pitches right in the inning, so that varies obviously.
So she's able to pitch effectively,
Yeah. And I guess that's where you make that decision, right?
Well, our rules are one of the first 2 pitches needs to be a strike. One of the first 3 pitches needs to force action,
Right.
force some sort of action on the hitter's part. Because if you can do that, you're always working ahead in the count. You win the 1-1 count, those leverage counts,
Right.
where if we win the 1-1 count and get it to 1-2 in our favor, advantage pitcher, you can kind of dictate what the end of the at-bat might look like.
Absolutely.
If you lose the 1-1 count and now you're 2-1, you got to come back on the white a little bit more, and the hitter's going to maybe have a chance to dictate what the end of the at-bat's going to look like.
Right. What about at the younger age? Obviously, I think that's, maybe that's more so, taking a look for some parents. Some coaches get kind of aggressive at times, but
Rest is your best friend.
Yeah.
I really believe that.
would you say stick to inning plans on some of the younger players, or because
whatever
you can
their
get in and
workouts-
out quickly, but what's their,
whatever their workouts look like, have your games look the same.
Yeah.
If your workouts are 50 pitches and you're trying to throw them 100 or 150 in a game,
Yeah.
it's going to cause them a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
If your workouts are 100 or 150 pitches and your games are the same, then it's okay on their body.
Sure.
You're not asking them to do something they don't do. And are you able, do you do any, where you have 2 workouts in a day, to simulate 2 games in a day,
Right,
type
right,
of stuff.
right.
If you can have your workouts look like what your game days are going to look like, then we're probably going to be okay.
Yeah.
And then if they're throwing 2 days in a row, they probably need 2 days off.
Sure. High fly
even
ball
at the young level.
to the left side. Easy grab there. They get the out. Yeah, I just always, we read about and we hear about, sometimes coaching being a little bit more aggressive with pitchers. I just, I know I've seen it in baseball, softball. Obviously, I'm sure it has its own elements of that happening as well. But, you worry about that, especially with growth plates not being closed and young players really wanting to stay in there. I'm good, and then something happens. You hear about these younger injuries. I mean, these ulnar tender situations where kids are having Tommy John surgery at these young ages doesn't make sense.
Well, and what, look at it years ago. How many games were you throwing? How about 10 years ago, 20 years ago? How many games were you throwing in a year?
Right.
And now look at it now. How many games are they throwing in a year, and what age are they doing that?
Right.
I listened to a baseball pitching coach one time, and I use this phrase all the time. There's only so many bullets in the gun.
That's right.
You only have so many pitches in the
right.
lifetime of that ulnar nerve or in your arm before it starts to wear out.
Yeah.
And taking care of that and having the right rest and the right rehab and the right treatment and stuff on that is huge.
It's essential
for these kids at a young age.
Yeah, we've taken some pretty aggressive, not aggressive, but just proper steps just through good leadership and knowing what it's all about at a young age with my son at 16. And we're in a program that's just really well designed, and it just makes a difference. As much as you want to play, as much as you want to get out on there, you really just need to be conscientious of what's happening to your body. And I think sometimes we don't see that, or a coach might say, "Oh, you're good. Let's go. Let's go."
Winning the game is not more important than the health of your arm.
Hey, it's a long process. Now, they got trouble at third. I don't know why she was hesitating there. She should have come back quickly. She didn't need to.
Probably had an out right there, right?
It sure looked like it. Instead, you've got the bases loaded. So Impact Gold here knocking on the door with no outs. And that ball gets through on the third base side. A little trouble in left field. Here comes one. They'll bring in two. And on board with a single and a two-run RBI.
That's two hard hit balls by the other pitcher as well.
Right away.
Two at-bats in a row. Yeah, SWAT had a chance to get an out there on the bases, and then kind of ends up costing them right there where that run scores when it didn't need to.
They didn't get it. Go back here. And a home run called at the plate. And with the bases juice, a grand slam.
Yeah. Being able to be clean, first hitter of the inning, hits a hard hit ball off the shortstop, and tough in between hop, but it may be a chance to get an out, and then you have the out just off of third base there that you have an out. You have a chance to probably have a chance to be out of the inning before those last two swings, and then score kind of gets away from you right here.
As it is here with the grand slam plus extras. They brought across 4 here. We're at 6 at 10-2, now chasing 8 here in the 7th. High flyer, second baseman, and the outfielder from the right side. Both of them coming together. It just seemed like, again, communication fell apart there.
And you can see the second baseman tapping her chest. I should have talked earlier. A lot of coaches say, but by the time that ball starts to come down, somebody needs to have already been, really, really verbal about, calling that, and everybody else can kind of play off of it. But nobody said anything loud enough until it was too late.
Good bunt. Third baseman's got to get there quickly, and they do. So over to third, vacated there, but that'll do it. They get the out they needed. Platt had to work hard for that one in her club. As we head to the bottom half, there's some work to be done here. SU SWAT will get on the offensive side. Impact Gold leading this one 10-2. We will be right back, folks. Stay with us.
You're right, man. The baseball, softball gods, you gotta close it out when you have a chance, for
Absolutely.
sure, offensively and defensively.
Absolutely here in the bottom of the 7th for the SU SWAT Club. Strike on the outer half. The count goes even to 1-1 on Sienna Foster.
Another one of those counts that we were talking about earlier. If you can win the 1-1 count as a pitcher or a hitter, it sets you up. So hitter takes ball 2, so now she's got a chance to sit on a pitch maybe in the middle of the zone a little bit more.
Let's see what Foster does here, the 2-1 count. Looking for base runners here to chip away. She takes a cut, fouls it off, a 2-2 count. Kind of jammed her into the inner half there.
Good pitch, competitive pitch. Might have been a ball, but it was competitive right there.
Right on her hands.
Yeah, right on her hands. Very well placed.
Low part of the zone will go to a full count here, 3-2. Big pitch here, big at bat. They're looking for a runner. Once again, same pitch, comes in on the inside part of the plate, jams her, gets her on her hands, and she fouls
tough
off.
Pitch to get your barrel to right there. Decent velocity. You know.
You got to come around quickly.
Yeah, you got to clear your hips, clear your hands, get the barrel to it.
Ball 4, so here you go.
Yeah.
It starts with Foster. She gets on board with a walk.
Obviously, what you don't want to do with an 8-run lead is walk a leadoff runner, or leadoff hitter, right? So.
Larson hits in the 9 hole. Pass ball. And on her way to third, and the throw to third is getting away. Could she come home? No, they'll lock her down there. Smart play. Coach got involved in that one as well. Yeah. Sometimes the adrenaline runs a little high. You think, I can make it.
What do they say? Your out's more important than your run right there?
Exactly.
Your run doesn't tie it or win it, so we want to try to be smart on the base pass for sure.
Ball's upstairs, a 2-0 count. Pitching situation getting interesting.
Yeah.
Sometimes you run high.
You definitely want to attack the zone right here. You let your defense, go string some outs together for you, because they've been pretty good behind you throughout the game.
Especially with this kind of lead. I mean, you're at a 3-0 count. Throw strike.
And you're at the bottom of the lineup too.
Well, precisely, yeah.
So you definitely want to attack the strike zone with the
strike.
bottom part of the lineup up and try to collect outs before you get back to the top.
Yeah, I mean, you've got 8 runs, and your clock's going to expire. They had 5 minutes remaining, so regardless, this is the last of it. But again, thinking IQ, upstairs ball 4, here we go.
Yeah, exactly. One of my buddies that we used to play men's fast pitch with, he used to always yell at us anytime us pitchers would kind of lose it like that. He'd yell at us, "See how far you can hit it," but point being is, hey, attack the zone right there, and see what happens. One swing of the bat, one swing of the bat's not going to hurt you, and it's not even going to make it that close.
Well, this is not that important, this run, nor is this one, if you really want to calculate it and look at it from that perspective. They're not factors in the outcome.
No.
What's a factor right now is you need outs.
Yeah, got to string outs, and you got to work ahead in the count. And she's been behind in the count. To
Last
both
two
hitters
batters,
right
both
here,
hitters,
it kind of hurts her.
So Paige, coach, filling in here today. Heads out to the mound, gets her pitcher some hydration here. That is absolutely at a premium here. And this kind of weather, you really need to keep your electrolytes in your body as well as your water, and stay hydrated. Easy to drain your system quickly.
Yeah, for sure. Need to start working on it a day or two beforehand, right?
Absolutely. It's not the day of. A little bit of movement as the runner was at first looked like she was on the move. Our lefty catcher's back behind the dish.
Yep.
As Schmidt looks at a ball, the count's 1-0.
Yeah, good arm behind the plate too.
Yeah, she comes out quickly. She's a speedy one. She looks like she moves rather quickly. Back pick attempt there. Tag is on. Safe back at first. And we're in a 2-0 count here.
Yep. I think he might have called that one a strike.
We'll double check that.
Sure.
I'll wait and see just to make sure. And that's going to drop in. There's your single. Runners will check up, stay put. And there's a single and an RBI. Run three.
Bottom part of the lineup doing their job, get to the top of the lineup with nobody out,
And
try to make it interesting, see what happens, right?
And Paige Tuckerfield will do just that as she steps in. Top of the order for the SU SWAT Club. Runners at first and second. Time has exhausted itself. We were at 5 minutes at the start of the game, bottom of the inning regardless. As we talked about earlier, anything can happen. And like that, off with the ball, the count is 1-0.
And you can see the confidence in the SWAT hitters right now. It's like, that she's struggling throwing strikes a little bit. They barreled one up, So their presence in the box looks a little bit better.
Angel, our head umpire, just acknowledging that the clock has expired, so that takes care of that on the official side of scoring the game here. Yeah, you're right, that the hitters seem like they've got a little more level of confidence here.
Oh.
And a good effort nonetheless.
Heck of an effort by your catcher right there on that short foul ball.
Pitcher will pick up a strike to even the count here at 1-1 with no outs. Being at the top of the order, Tuckerfield's probably thinking maybe just a line shot. I'd like to kind of keep the merry-go-round going
just
here.
Pass the bat, right? Pass the bat without giving up very many outs.
And the ball's outside, fastball. Throw down to second, and that's going to advance the runner from second to third. And so an overthrow there. Would you have thrown it down?
Probably not. Probably not. Again, she's not going anywhere, and she's going back to the base that you want her to go to.
Yeah.
And she didn't really have a great chance at getting her out. I like the aggressiveness, but in that situation, probably not.
And a ball outside. So the situation's starting to set itself up slowly. You got runners at the corners. And the count is 3-1. Ball's fouled off, and we go to a full count on Paige Tuckerfield. What do you pitch here? What are you going to throw her?
See if you can get something on the outer half. Maybe get her to roll over a ground ball to one of your middle infielders.
Line shot. They try to turn two, nothing there.
Yeah. Inside, got it on her hands a little bit. Wasn't able to barrel it up enough.
They get one out.
And as a coach, you're like, great, just throw strikes. Let us make plays for you.
There you go. Ball is up. The count goes to 1-0. Morgan, a two-hitter.
Morgan Staley.
Staley.
Teammate of my daughter's at Dixie High. Great kid.
And she
hit
looks
it
at a
pretty
strike.
well.
Well, she lays off there and looks at a pitch on the inner third for the strike.
When Morgan swings at strikes, she's pretty good. Sometimes she'll chase out of the zone a little bit, but when she swings at strikes, she's pretty good.
And the ball is low. She lays off. Count is 2-1.
Got herself into a good hitter's count here.
Body language looks like she's ready to pull the trigger here.
Yeah, she's always there, that's for sure.
Chopper, shortstop with the grab. They go to second. They get that. And safe at first. So they get the advancing runner. Staley gets on board. Runners at the corners.
2 outs.
2 outs on the books. Kylie Carpenter. We're down to the final out here. Strike call. Looked like a fastball in the inner half.
Yeah,
Good
might have been
pitch.
a little up, but well-placed, competitive pitch for sure, and a tough pitch for her to get her barrel to because it was up and in.
Yeah. Hard to
Good
get around
placement.
quickly, right?
Yeah.
Ball is up. Count goes to 1-1. Look at this real quick. High flyer, that could be it. Shortstop makes the grab. That'll do it. They were knocking on the door, SU SWAT, but the Impact Gold, they take this one. Their bats were just a little bit better today. They win this one 10-3. Well, Chris Allard with Randy Simpkins, again, pleasure. Thank you very much for being here this afternoon and doing the broadcast with me. And we've got one more game. Depending on where you're at, you're more than welcome to sit in, but thank you for everything, and your insight's been second to none. All these young athletes probably very proud of having the opportunity to speak with you.
Oh, awesome. Fantastic. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.
It's my pleasure, sir. Absolutely. Thank you.
You bet.
All right, that's a wrap, folks. Well, they do it in fine fashion. Impact Gold, they take this one over the SU SWAT Club. They win it 10-3. They'll roll on. Bracket play continues. Chris Allard here in St. George, Utah, the 2024 FA National Championship. This one's officially in the book. Sportsmanship prevails as it should. But for now, we'll say so long. We'll see you soon.